everybody, and welcome to episode 96 of All About African Violets. All About African Violets is musically sponsored by Ted Yoder. You can hear and purchase his wonderful music on his website at tedyoder.com. It is also available from iTunes. Well, it's Saturday night. You know, I have that old song in my head. It's Saturday night in the sunroom. Who knows what violets you'll see? It's been in my head for like an hour because about an hour ago I went, holy smokes, Annie, you didn't record the podcast yet. It's been a crazy week here in Chicagoland and for me, and I'm enjoying my weekend. Tomorrow, after you guys see it tomorrow afternoon on Sunday, I'm going to talk to the Windy City Gardeners in Oak Park, and they invite me almost every year to come, and do a little program for them. And this year they want to know about why their violets won't bloom again. So we're going to be talking about light and windows and all that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be fun. And I try to take some plant material with me every time I visit them, and so a couple of those duplicate plants that I have are going to go to a new home, and some leaves, some grooming that you're going to see here pretty shortly. That's all going to go with me. I am so glad that you guys enjoyed the convention footage. A number of you commented about it, and I know it's hard. I know you want me to stop and go each plant one at a time. The podcast would be 4 hours long if we did that. And truly, I really just want to give you a taste of how exciting it is, and the noise and the hustle and the bustle and how beautiful everything looks. And hopefully encourage you to go to National next year in Albuquerque. I hope you guys will go. I know also that there are still some viewing issues with WordPress. I, again, have been in constant contact with them all week long. If it's not one thing, it's another. And now they tell me they are still working on the iPad issue, the tablet issue. Apparently they haven't been able to fix it yet. I don't really know what the problem is, and the freezing of the frame, they did say that they thought they worked on that. It should be working now, so hopefully it will. If you're still any of you are having problems with an episode that just the picture freezes and the sound keeps going, or the sound freezes and the picture keeps going, they suggested to me that I might want to clear my cache, and I believe they gave me instructions for that, so I will, if I have them, I will put them in the show notes. Otherwise, it's very easy to look up for your browser to find out how to clear your cache. It's not a hard thing to do. So it's time for tips and treasures. So I have lots of things to share with you this week, and I have some footage to share with you as well, but I wanted to tell you that I'll go over I got my African Violet magazine this week, and I just want to mention and say thank you to Jenny, the columnist who wrote the wonderful article about the podcast. Thank you so much. That was really thrilling for me to read, and I'm so glad that you shared it in the magazine and that so many people will see it, and so thank you. And guys, I'll share the magazine next week because I did film some footage for you, and it's about the preliminary steps that I'm taking with some of the trailers I have. And I know that that's of interest to many of you, so I actually have got some species and some trailers that you're going to see in this footage, and take a look at the beginning step of what I'm doing, and I'll be right back. Hi everybody, we're here in my kitchen, and I have a bunch of mostly species plants here and a couple of trailers, and all of the species that I have here are trailing species. So I wanted to show you what I need to do with these, and boy, they're a mess. I'm going to move them around. This one is Orbicularis species, or let me restate that. It's species Orbicularis verpurpurea, and you can see that there's a lot of new growth here in the center. And in fact, it's trying to bloom, and don't really want that at the moment. But you can also see, and you've seen on the stands, that there's all these leaves hanging down and all kinds of stuff. And remember, one of the things we know, and a really wonky one, a lot of the things that we know about trailers, one of the things in particular, is that all of the leaves should be about the same size. Now, for a species, remember, it's not about symmetry. It's about form. It's about how it grows. So there's a mistaken thought that, oh, well, we shouldn't be grooming species plants at all. Well, I don't believe that, because we'd like them to have the best chance that they can to grow and grow well. So what I'm doing now, as you can see, plus I occasionally see a little blossom, and the Vare Purpurea one is the one that has the purple blossom. I am taking off all of these leaves that are really large, because they are obliterating everything else in this pot that I want this plant to have a chance to grow. So, and it also needs to be repotted. So this is something I would be doing anyway, and I just thought I would show it to you before I took it downstairs to the potting bench. Okay, we're making progress here. Now, here's the other thing. Remember, there was some neglect in my collection, as we know, and a lot of things did not happen in a timely manner. So you can see what's happening here. We're getting kind of a pretty impressive neck here. But this is a well-established plant, and I am going to drop it down in the pot. This plant has not been repotted for about a year. It was last repotted in September of last year. Okay, so now it's kind of wobbly in the pot, but that's all right because it's going to go downstairs to the potting bench. Pretty big difference, very big difference. Actually, oh look, we have a piece that fell off, so I can pot that up. Actually, I can donate that tomorrow. I'm going to be speaking to the Windy City Gardeners on Sunday. I'm filming this on Saturday evening. All right, so that's Orbicularis Vare Purpurea, and I need to save a few of these leaves to take to them. All right, this is Rupicola. Now, this was the Wilson plant, the plant I held in front of my face, and once again, this plant has not been potted since September of last year. And you can see that it has some yellowing leaves, some wonky leaves, and things that just need to come off. And it is in this pot. Whew, it is really in here. And I'm going to, once again, now I'm taking, now species do kind of bleach out at night, and it is evening when I'm doing this. So I'm not taking all of the leaves off that I might, as I want to see how they come back in the morning. But I am taking these ones that are just really large because, once again, they are obliterating the light for the other crowns that are coming in here. So I'm not grooming this for symmetry. I'm grooming it for form, to give it the space it needs to grow well. So Rupicola has always been a good grower for me. I've had success with it many times. This leaf is going to go just because it's got a hole in it. I think I might have got a little happy with the tweezers there. And you see there are a lot of smaller crowns there in the middle that would like to get to the light and be able to grow. Oh, did you see that, what I just did? Did you see how that leaf was tucked under there, and as I opened it up now, it's curled a little, but it's not bent, so it should be fine. And now I'm just really kind of going along here, looking for things that are extremely yellow, which means they're just old, could come off, and things that are much larger. The leaves are much larger than the other leaves. Okay, so it's still looking a little wild. But I've opened it up quite a bit so that the light can get in. I'm removing also leaves that are marred in some way. Now this one's kind of growing this way, and that's okay. That just sort of seems to be how it wants to grow, and that's all right with me. And this one also needs to be repotted. So got some smaller leaves there that I'm going to leave and see if they're going to come in. They will or they won't, and if they don't, then of course it's a simple matter to just remove them. All right. So these are Rupicola leaves. Remove those over here. Now, this is a regular trailer, and actually this is one of the original trailers, one of the first ones. This is Taneri's Royal Blue Trailer, and I am not sure that this plant is happy here. I mean, it's growing beautifully. Leaves look really good, but can you see that it's just kind of all these long stalky leaves and then crown growth further down. So what this is telling me is I'm going to give this one more shot, and I'm going to take off all of these. You've seen me do this one before, I think. All these really long, really, look at the size of that stem. There's a little bit of a blossom in there that I want it to go away. And once again, this one needs to be repotted. And you know, this is a very old variety from 1954, I want to say. I have a feeling, and I'm going to experiment with it. I mean, we have the requisite 3 crowns here, 1, 2, 3, and now we have leaves that are all relatively close in size. But this is really about all it's done for me, and I've not had it do really well. This one also needs to be repotted. This one was, I'm going to say September. But once again, and this is what you would do with any trailer, is to drop it down to get most of the leaves to be the same size. Now that's a standard trailer. This is a semi-miniature. This is Cajun Swamp Trail, and you saw this when it first bloomed. We had that one purple blossom on it. And now it is really, here I'm going to put that over there, out of the way. Boy, it's starting to go. But same thing, there are lots of little crowns in there, and we want those to have an opportunity. Now, I'm taking the blossoms off because it is blooming true according to the description that I have, that I got from the hybridizer, from Belinda. And it's got a whole lot of crowns in there that would like to get cracking. But they need to be in the light so they can be seen. Now, this was done also last September. And you can see we've got these, there's this whole row out here of all these great big leaves. And then we have the new growth right there inside that we'd like to get exposed to the light. So I don't know what that was, but I've taken it off. Oops, could have kept that one. It was the right size, but okay, just got a couple more here. All right, so now everything here is just about the same size, and we've got multiple crowns, and this one's ready to be potted out of this little solo cup. And you, I think, can see there's quite a difference. And everything I've done is just to help the plant grow. Just taking a quick look. Really, it's looking pretty darn good. All right, and the last one we have is the other species, the regular Orbicularis. We already looked at Orbicularis verpurpurea. In my experience, this one grows a little smaller than Orbicularis verpurpurea, but it grows very similarly. And we've got plenty of crowns in here. And again, lots of kind of bigger leaves when it first started growing back in September. So we just want to get the big ones out of the way, just like we've done with these other ones. And see if we can get it to grow. I think it will. It's been happy here thus far, and it's been growing actually quite well, even through the neglect. So that's something that I like to keep in mind. You know, if you've had a period of neglect and you've got some plants that are still really looking pretty darn good, those are keepers, guys. That means that they're growing, they're doing their thing, they're doing what they need to do, and they're still growing well in your conditions, even though you're not able, for whatever reason, to take the best care of them at any given time. So, again, I'm looking for leaves that are quite a bit larger, or like this one has a mar on it. And I'm finding little bloom stalks in there that are hidden that I'm just picking out. Alrighty then. All right, that's our grooming lesson for today. I'll be right back. amazing to see all those leaves come off, isn't it? It's like, wow. But a lot of those leaves are going with me tomorrow to the Windy City Gardeners to donate to them for their raffle table. And in case you were wondering, it's the article in the magazine. It's called the Violet Network. It's a column that Jenny writes. It's Jenny Lawrence, and she writes about things she finds on the web. And it's on page 18. If you haven't read your magazine yet, it's the July-August issue. And thank you again, Jenny. It's really thrilling to me. Wow. So I'll just set that down. Had a couple of quick questions or comments that I wanted to share with you off the website. Janice said, if you are looking for more room on your shelves, why not take your largest species plants and trailers and put them by the window in your sunroom? I think it's worth a try. They might like it there, and they do take up quite a bit of shelf space that you could fit a lot of smaller plants in until they grow and bloom, and you can decide which you like enough to keep. No kidding about that. I was so hoping that some things would... I've never hoped more lately than I have lately that some things will not bloom true, because boy, there is a crowd on the shelves, as you're going to see. And even with some of them off the shelves at the moment, because they're going to be potted, they're down on the potting bench, it's crowded. And I have been considering moving some of the species plants to the natural light and seeing if they like it. And most of them, I'm just looking at the shelves, most of them were on shelves where there's egg crate, and the egg crate needs to come off because those plants are big enough. They need to drop down those 3 inches, which kind of, because they're close to the light. And that leads us to the thing, the next question. Rob Ayotte said, Rob, I sure hope I'm saying your name right. I do have a culture question. How do you have your benches set up, the number of lights per foot? I think I'm seeing 4 bulbs. And how far from top to bottom? Do you change it for plants you are getting ready for show? How long do you light each day? While I mostly grow streps, I have 24 leaves. Oh, you're going to have a lot of plants, Rob. I have 24 leaves of African violets down and a few no IDs already growing from supermarket plants. And I did get 5 other varieties that are starting to grow and will need space, some variegated pink. I want to give them the best culture/home that I can, and that's a good plan. To answer your questions, my light carts are set up. I have they're 2 foot by 2 foot square, the 3 carts that I have, and the lighting fixtures themselves hold 2 tubes, and I use the grow lights. I get grow lights, and I know they're spendy, but I just stocked up on them, so I got like a 29-year supply. I'll have them for a while. And generally speaking, like at this time of year, I have the lights on for most of the year about 12 hours a day. For show, yes, it's different because you begin to increase the light time by an hour a week until you're up to about 16 hours a day. And that is part of what you use on the pre-show schedule to get the plants to bloom when you want them to bloom. Again, generally speaking, minis and semis should be about 6 to 8 inches from the lights. Standards about 12 inches from the lights. Many of mine are pretty close at the moment. Again, now that some of the bigger plants are bigger, I need to take the egg crate that I have on the shelves, off the shelves, so that I can drop down a little further into the tray. So I think that was all your questions. I hope so. So hey, it's time to go and take a look at what's on the stands. So go take a look, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're here in the guest room, and as you can see, the yellow, that's a sticky trap for bugs, and there were some flies in the house, not, plant bugs, just these little flies, and so I thought I might catch them with that, but obviously I haven't caught any. But that's the top shelf, and yes, there are more babies. I mean, it's more exciting every week, guys. Let me go around the side here. Let's see if I can point them out. This is the one, remember the one leaf that rotted? This was the leaf that was left, and this is Jersey Jackpot, and it is little babies coming up there. This is Rob Scallywinku. Little babies on the leaf on the left. This is a species plant. This is Cachararoni. Oh, wait. There, you can see it. There we go. I get too close and then it's out of focus. Sorry, this is Edie's Rosebud Trail. This is Espendula Cazare. It's a species. This is Jersey Trail. This is Jersey Girl Trail, the first one that went. Looks great. This is Granger's Wonderland. This is Jersey Sugar Plums. I got a lot of jerseys, you guys. And now this is exciting because this is the first of the standards to start. You can see it right there. This is Melang Skies. This is a plant that I used to grow and that I'm very thrilled to have back in my collection. I got it from Kent Stork. I had it for a long time and then I lost it. And when we were at National, he had it there and I said, yes, please, I'd like to buy a leaf. So I did. Oh, sorry. Whoa. As I bang the camera against the stand, I think that's it in terms of stuff going on up in the tray. I don't really see much of anything else. Got one hole here, one plant that's going to go tomorrow with me to the Windy City Gardeners so that I can, adjust a few things here. Takes a little more space. Nothing really going on. Nobody blooming yet till I can see what they look like. Like I said, I can't remember the last time I just really was hoping for something to bloom and that maybe it might not bloom true so that I could use the space. That's terrible, isn't it? These were all the crowns, guys. Look, they're all starting to lay down, really, except for that one. But everybody's looking pretty good there. These are some of the new ones that came from Libby, Bluebird Greenhouse. Still have some down on the potting bench to pot. It's been a crazy week. Speaking of the basement, let's go down there. Well, we're down here on the strep shelf, and I've noticed something on, this is Angela, and I've noticed something on the underside of the leaves, and I don't know what this is. You see how it's a different color? And it looks fine from this side. And I'm only seeing it on Angela. I don't know if that is a problem, if it's something, and it's only, see, that one's fine. It's only on these older leaves. And I'm wondering if maybe those just need to come off. I'm thinking that that's the case. Here is DS Black Magic, and it is just blooming away. Looking pretty beautiful. And there's Texas Hot Chili, just kind of hanging out there. And those are two species plants that were groomed that you saw upstairs. And these are the plants that are still patiently waiting for me to repot them into my own mix. I got to get that done. Let's go upstairs. Guys, we got a little short stop in the kitchen. Here's the plants that I just worked on. Here's the stack of stuff that I'm taking with me tomorrow and a few plants that are going to go to the Windy City Gardeners. The one on the end is Orchid Trail. I made a decision that I'm not going to keep this one because it's a trailer, but it is not registered. And I try to stay with mostly registered plants, not always, but mostly. And this was the spare of E.K. Percosnia creoca, and this was the spare of Optimara My Sensation. So we're just going to walk on over into the sunroom, and you can see the top shelf looking kind of naked for a little bit here. I think everybody could kind of stretch out up here. Second shelf, ooh, this fell off. The yellow thing fell off and it caught a piece of the Columbia. It was in there, right there. Here's everybody just hanging out here. Not much. This shelf is looking a little empty at the moment just because two of the plants are on the potting bench. Everybody's looking pretty good. I'll go take a quick look at Cajun's Cherished Hope. And here it is, just growing, doing its thing in the sunlight. That is the look at what's on the stands. I'll be right back. More babies and a standard baby. I'm so excited. And I'm very excited to have Mealang Skies back in my collection. It is, wait till you see it, guys. It is a beautiful, beautiful plant. I loved growing it. I can't remember how I lost it, so I was thrilled to get it back. But that's the look at what's on the stands, and it's time to get the bail money ready. So, again, I don't have anything to share with you. I checked the website just to be sure, and there's nothing happening until September, when there are shows and sales and displays and sales and all kinds of stuff all fall. It's always exciting in the fall, just like it is in the spring. So, nothing to tell you for bail money. That means it's time to keep moving forward. So I want to thank you for being with me this week, and thank you for sharing the podcast with your friends, and thank you for the reviews and star ratings on iTunes. And I hope that your days will be filled with all the things you love. Good growing. I'll see you next time.